What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Round one. Please let me know where you're tuning in from as you're joining in the live stream. We're going to be watching the Tszyu fight, and we just watched the Tapia versus Cepeda fight. What'd you guys think about that? We're going to talk all about that and about some of the interviews that I had leading into the week. I had, I think, 4 interviews. Let me know what you think about the interviews, guys. And, how I did in the interviews. I had a couple trolls and shit, but that's okay. It all comes with the job, right? So, we have some good boxing our way tonight. You know, Sometimes I look at some of the early fights and I try to determine the judging of the fight, of like how the judges are seeing the fights tonight and stuff, right? And a lot of times, it doesn't end up being always necessarily the case. You know, um, I've seen in fights where the judges saw the fight one way and the next fight up, they called it a different way, and I was a little thrown off, but these judges, Murtazaliev, he's the number one challenger. Yeah. They're talking about them right now, and I just stopped I thought to check out Murtazaliev, some of his highlights that they're showing right now. He's definitely a hard puncher, but not really technical. Not really as technical as I would like him to be. Let's see what he looks against Tszyu. And that's gonna play in Tszyu's favor in this fight, I believe, right? Because Tszyu is a very, very crafty um old fighter. Like he's like kind of like a throwback fighter, right? And he has these sneaky kind of shots, right? And it's all textbook. He doesn't do anything fancy. He doesn't try to be a fighter that he's not. Tszyu pretty much stays in his element, but he's really good at what he does. Excuse me. Tszyu's timing, Tszyu's positioning, and his defense is pretty good. All of it is above average. You may look at Tszyu and think, oh, he's not doing a lot, but he is. And the one thing that Tszyu does very well is read his opponent. You can come in there more athletic, better jab against Tszyu, and he showed in with previous opponents is that he breaks guys down. He breaks them down, and Tszyu hits deceptively hard. So um, I'm really I want to see how Tszyu. This is a dangerous fight. I really think it's really a dangerous fight. But as I break down the fight with Tszyu, I want to quickly touch up on what we just witnessed with Tapia, right? And Saveda, right? What did you guys think? 3 knockdowns to 1 knockdown? Who do you guys think should have won that fight? Majority draw? Um, I'm not too sure that that's what I speak of, the judging, coming into the fight. We're gonna go into the co-main event right now, I believe. Um, and I'm trying to like, get a feel for the night. But like I said, sometimes it's that being the case, sometimes not being, you know. Um, so I think that both men acknowledge that they want to run it back. They're gonna, it's a shame that they have to run it back because I thought he did enough to be awarded the victory. Um, you know, um, uh, 3 knockdowns to 1 knockdown. I think, the night was set up for the kid. He was undefeated, Tapia, and I think that they gave him a gift. If you ask me, if he got a draw out of that, I was like, wow. So majority draw. You know, I'm, that's close to a robbery. That's pretty damn close. That's pretty damn close. I mean, if anybody wanted to call that a robbery, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't really argue it. I wouldn't argue it. No. Well, I mean, the fight was good. It was competitive in every way, but I just think that the better work, and he obviously scored 3 knockdowns. That I think going into the 12th round when the last and final bell rang, I would have been comfortable thinking I clearly won this fight, you know. Um, so and then if somebody was to say a robbery and stuff, I couldn't argue that point. I would yeah, I could see why you would say that, you know, because they looked like there was a winner in that fight, and apparently there wasn't. So, you know, here's the co-main event. They're getting in the ring, getting ready. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Nah, now the main event ain't on yet. We're going into the co-main event, and in the main event, we want to get your picks in if you want to compete for the Notre Dame's world title here at Round One Sports TV, where we all get together and try to pick the winner and the round, the exact round. You can't pick like 7, 8, 9. No, you can't do that. You have to pick the exact round and the guy, knockout, or do you go to a decision? Either fighter, and let's see if you can put your boxing knowledge and your boxing Notre Dame's ability to prove that you can call these fights. So, as many of us here know, that's what we do at the main event. At the main event, we try to see if anybody can call the main event. What's up, guys? How you guys doing, man? We talking over those guys from. No, you saw that episode? You saw that episode? All right. What happened in that episode was, right, I had came in on from another show, right? So, but I was out that night. I was tipsy as fuck, right? So I was drinking. So I ended up getting in an argument with dude, I thought, and it ended up being H Money. So the only reason why I apologize, because I was so twisted. I didn't even recognize that it was H Money I was arguing. I thought I was defending him on the show, right? So that's what transpired that day right there. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I've had an argument before. Yeah. So I've been wrong or something. I was okay. You know what I mean? But but what we was talking about, I forget what it was, but I know I was probably doing my due diligence and holding my own. It was just that um I just came at the wrong dude on the thing on the wrong topic. You know what I mean? So this UFC is popping off right now with Rob Font from Massachusetts, Puerto Rican dude, and I'm watching that too on the side, and they getting it popping. I'm watching both. Gonzalez, 33 years old, 5'8", 153 pounds. Does that say 34 knockouts? Gonzalez. All right. You look strong. 6 ways by knockout. Wow. He's fairly young in his career. All right, kid, let's see what you got. This is your chance. This is your moment. This is your world stage. This is what you train for. These all these hours in the gym. This man right here got experience. Now I know very little of homeboy the young guy. I've never seen him fight. I want to see what he looks. He's 24 years old, very even in size, height, reach, no major attributes. It's up to the kid. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens. With a record, shit, 34 knockouts, bro. Damn. For being a Cuban fighter, 24 years old, I mean, they talking like he was born out there. Usually, they don't release them Cuban fighters like young, the special ones. They keep them for like 9 gold medals, and then when they're like 28, they let them go. Cuba usually gets the best years of their fighters. They don't like, they have no ties affiliated with United States. So not unless you're born here. He's not making any big mistakes right now. He's covering up. You know, I'm just seeing that if he's just taking this as a feel out process round rather than just assess him on just the first round. I want to see if he's going backwards after every time Gonzalez throws a punch. You know, is he doing the same things? Is he switching up levels? And most importantly, I want to see if he starts working off the jab. Gonzalez is starting to put a little bit of pressure right now, and he's been working his jab, trying to create things. You know, um, he's testing the young fighter right now, trying to see if he's going to get the young fighter to get a little frustrated, open up, maybe come in and counter him. You know, so right now, like you could see that Gonzalez is not willing to show him everything right now. He's just, you know, he's working. The kid's working right now. I would like him. Mhm. Okay. All right. Okay. Now he's fighting right-handed. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, Gonzalez, he started to put a little pressure on him, and then, he started to slow up at the end of the round. It was like, he didn't start stepping to the kid. The kid was doing okay. He did okay. He was being smart. I don't think he did anything really wrong. I haven't really seen Gonzalez come forward with like a straight 1-2 to see if he has a bad habit of always dipping his head slightly to the side, to the left. If that's just something he did for like, in that moment, I didn't see a repeated, Pat, he didn't put him in those kind of situations for me to definitively say, okay, watch him this way. No, I don't got that much off of him, that much information right now. That was a great fight. Facts over fans. That was a great fight. Did you think the right winner got called there? Gonzalez is popping the jab. They're both trying to like that. He, the kid's moving. The young man, what he has to do is that stop sitting and waiting for Gonzalez. And then when Gonzalez is just taking a slight breather, he'll throw the jab at Gonzalez, but he's not really typically working off of the jab. He's not creating anything. He's flicking the jab out there. He's trying to have Gonzalez come in, and then Gonzalez comes in with the punches, and it's not like he's slipping them. So he's just basically sparring. This kid's gotta he's gotta if he has a game plan, he's better starts to establish it. Throwing this jab like this, he's not putting any punches together. He's not creating angles to move in. It's one punch thing and out. One punch out. The Cuban fighter tries to double up on the jab. Okay, there you go. Now, there we go. Got to put some punches together, kid. And here comes Gonzalez wanting to get it back. Anticipate him wanting to come and get it back. Try to slip some of these and make them pay. Now, you know, circling out, watching your guy. Okay, here we go. A little bit of head movement. There we go. Come on, kid. A little bit more head movement. Use your feints. Use your feints. Switch it up. Level change. Go downstairs. He's he's waiting for him. It's like it's like he's sparring. He has no intensity. He's okay. I mean, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. And Gonzalez is just doing work off of his jab. He's simply beating him with the jab. The kid, he hasn't figured him out, or he doesn't have any answers for Gonzalez right now. He hasn't given him anything to back him up. He hasn't really, you know, uh I got it 2-0 Gonzalez right now. I don't think the kid did enough to win either of the rounds. Well, how do you guys got it? How do you guys see it? What's up, Bam Bam? How you guys doing out there? Yeah, Gonzalez is an experienced fighter, but this is a good test for the kid. But if you're gonna go out there and take this test, you had to have known of this guy's record. You had to have known of congratulations, Rob Font, for winning. Yes. You have to have known that this is, prepared for a veteran, more experienced fighter at this point. Just don't go in there and I'm sorry, but it looks like he's sparring. You're doing just basic sparring maneuver work. Where's your intensity? Where's you wanting to show? He's getting his ass kicked right now. You know, if you're gonna accept this kind of challenge, you gotta show that this is what you want to do. This is what you want to be. Like that kid. Come on, bro. Step it up, man. Not just 1-2. That's it with this Peter Pat shit. You're gonna have to show that this is what you want to be in life. You want to be a fighter? What is going to take you to bite down on the mouthpiece sometimes, and it's going to be a hard day at the office. You're going to have to go in there and show them you want this fight. That's it. This kid, in my corner, wake up! I'm trying to tell you. He's not taking away the jab of Gonzalez. He doesn't know how to do that. He switched it up already, righty to lefty, back to lefty. That make doing good work with the left. He just got to pop that jab right there. He's got to give Gonzalez. You see in that distance that he's in, that's when you use it. That's when it's best. He doesn't know how to use it. There's multiple ways and multiple things you use a jab for. You know, the jab is it's the most effective punch in boxing, and he should be utilizing. And Gonzalez is teaching him a jab lesson right now, you know, and he's shooting the straight right, straight down the middle. The kid's not fainting. He's just now Gonzalez has thrown a lot of punches, right? Ooh, nice kid. Gonzalez is throwing a lot of punches. Let's see how his conditioning holds up. I think he tried to like step on it a little bit to see if he can get this kid to welter under the pressure. You know, Gonzalez, but he seemed like, you know, he's not like exhausted or anything like that, right? But he did throw a lot of punches. Okay. Let's see if he gets an adrenaline dump and this freaking kid can wake up a little, you know, and maybe his coach can be truthful with him in the corner. Don't lie to him, you know, don't lie to the kid. You didn't come all this way right here to lose like this, to just let it slip out of your hands because you want to go in there and spar, okay? You got to show me you want to fight, all right? And look, he's going to have to, you know, relying on this guy's cardio to be his downfall. And you win the fight, okay, you win the fight. But you didn't win the fight because of like his skill was holding up and you were the better fighter. You know, proving you can beat the guy when the guy's early in the rounds and fourth, fifth round, and you guys are slugging and not you beat him at his top. He wasn't exhausted, you know. And this kid keeps just covering up, going backwards, and then pity pat the jab. Pity pat. There's no real assignment with his jab. He's just throwing it out there. What are you doing with it? You know, it looks like he wants Gonzalez to make a big enough mistake where he can capitalize. Gonzalez continues to throw punches. He keeps stepping forward. Good body shot by the Cuban kid. He's working the body now, changing it up. That was good work, but he's got to keep doing it. Good, another body shot. He followed it up. Gonzalez is throwing shots to his arms. Notice that he's punching his arms, his shoulders. He's trying to get the Cuban fighter's arms, you know, nice and worn out. You know, and the Cuban fighter is capitalizing right now. You know, I mean, he was patient. Now you could see where Gonzalez is. His punches, he's like abandoned the jab. Mm. Gonzalez is feeling these punches. You saw that step. This kid he sees it. Oh, he's digging to the body now. Come on, kid. There we go. Gonzalez comes up. He's nothing but gloves. Nice, good body shot. Keep going down to the body. Good. But everything's just one punch. Boom, boom. Oh, good. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you got to put them punches together, bro. Come on. cover up well. Gonzalez starting to fade. Oh, that body work. He did some good body work in the opening of this round. That body work is going to pay off. Oh, he's fading. Oh, yeah, he's fading. And it's that body work. Nice left. See, he does good when Gonzalez is fading and staying away and his output ain't as strong and there's not a lot of snap in his punch. Now the kid's coming forward. And it's due in part because this is an older guy, maybe he was on his couch for a while and they called him in for a fight, whatever. And his conditioning ain't the best. And he's fading rapidly. Now the kid feels like there's not that much danger and he's coming forward. That's not the impression you want to give to the other fighters and your other opponents. Forget about the fans. Forget about what they think or what they see or anything like that. Because you are judged by your peers in your weight division competition. Am I right? So the competition or the next man that's near him is probably watching this fight. And if this is how you're getting your victories, when that man was active, when his cardio was up, he was bringing it to this kid. And this kid was, what was he doing? He was letting him punch himself out, letting him punch, and that's what he's going to bank on. And then when he feels safe, he starts coming in doing work. As far as competition goes, you got to learn how to punch in between the punches. You got to learn how to sit on your punch. You got to learn how to take the fight to the guy. You got to learn how to make angles, and he's going to learn all of these things. I think he's going to end up pulling off this victory because I see this guy fading by the second, right? And he's going to learn from this right here. These are the things he's going to have to learn from because you don't rely on your opponent gas tank to empty out before you feel safe enough to start to fight. There's gonna come a guy, his gas tank is not gonna empty out. You're gonna have to be able to box. You're gonna have to be able to do some stuff in that ring. So this match right here is gonna it's a turn. It's a match of endurance. Who has the better gas tank, and it's what's gonna come down to. That's what this fight is gonna come down to. And the kid is gonna feel comfortable at some point in the fight, and he's there. It is 1-3 fights going beyond the fifth round. Gonzalez 1-3 with fights that passed the fifth round with Gonzalez. He only won one, so they must have known that too. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Don't sit back. You can't sit back. That you're doing great. You're winning the round. Doing good. Don't watch him. I'm not really sure how strong Gonzalez still is. Doesn't look like Gonzalez's punches are strong, but I could be wrong. I'm not in there. Every punch freaking hurts. I can remember that. And but after a while you get warmed up, you don't feel them. After like the third, even when in sparring, when we went like, you know, 7, 8 rounds sparring, whatever, like after a while you don't feel them. We're at the halfway point at this fight. What do you guys think about this fight? I think the kid, I can clearly see because, I'm reading the fight the way it's going. Um, I know that the Cuban kid is going to end up winning this fight, but I would like had to see him more active and better, showing that he can fight at this level, because had it not been for this guy's cardio starting to fade, I think this kid would be in trouble right now. A lot of trouble. Yes, I do. Anything can happen in a fight. Gonzalez is not out of this fight by no means. I'm not saying, but if it pretty much keeps going the same way it's going, it's gonna get worse for Gonzalez, and the Cuban kid is gonna start feeling more confident, and that's when you're gonna start seeing him actually fight more. He's not boxing per se, on my standard of what I think boxing should look and be like. He's doing this best version of boxing, but he's basically fighting. He's basically fighting with a good style, you know, because a boxer makes reads, a boxer makes adjustments, a boxer knows how to switch up things. A fighter just fights. He's not making reads. He's doing what he was trained to do, doing what he was taught to do in the gyms over and over, repetition. And he's going out there and he's throwing his hands and he's throwing hard punches, some punches, and he's going forward when he thinks, look, like right now, he thought he had Gonzalez hurt. Oh, he hit him another shot. He good movement, good head movement right there. You know, he can see Gonzalez's punches. They're coming a little bit more labored, a little bit slower. So he's able to move the punches when they come slower, when the guy's more tired. Now he's comfortable slipping, not at top speed though. He's not there yet. So this is gonna, goes back, he watches this fight. Good challenge. It's a good challenge. Nice, nice head movement, good body shot, good angle. Okay. When he starts to get comfortable more, he can do some things. You can see he can do some things. You just got to get more experience. It's what it is. It's the inexperience, you know. But yeah, when he feels comfortable, he can do some things. So, oh, big shot, big shot. No, no, no knockdown, you kid. You fucked it up. You don't push on him. They're not counting that. They're counting it. Oh, I was for sure they weren't going to count it because he had him. The referee made an assessment when he looked into his eyes. He saw he was hurt. Gonzalez is down. Was down. Oh, nice uppercut. That was clean. Oh shit! Gonzalez popped him. He took kind of like a awkward step. Oh, he felt that punch. He didn't want to walk back into Gonzalez's power. I think right there for a second. Tejas, Tejas, caught Gonzalez right there, right? But I think Tejas, I wanted to see if they showed a highlight. He got caught in between one of the exchanges. When Tejas was coming in, he had Gonzalez on the ropes, right? Right after the knockdown, they didn't show the highlights. I was waiting to see if they showed it because Tejas got caught coming in one of the exchanges, but unfortunately they didn't show it. I was waiting to see if they showed it. Gonzalez is coming out. He's he's still in this fight, and he definitely got Tejas' attention. Um, mm, mm, come on, kid. He's he's okay. Oh, good body shot. Tejas just ripped to the body. Good step around too. And here comes Gonzalez. He's coming forward. 1-2 straight down the middle. Taz is using the jab now. Starting to flick the jab out. Nice hook! Nice hook! Nice hook! And he's down. Gonzalez goes down. Nice check hook. He's up. He's up. Gonzalez, I think, is not hurt up here. His legs down here are a little unsteady. Oh, it's over. They're stopping it. They're stopping it. He caught him. Good shit. Okay, Tejas, there you go. He stops Gonzalez, scores the knockdown, knockout. There you go. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. They good. Well, they're not saying anything about him. I thought they were gonna say something else. But that's good. He got the knockout. Um, he's gonna learn from this about you know uh what it takes to keep your performance and like pressure not to rely on someone fading away on you and you you know so 9-0 now. Nah, he's still a prospect. Come on, guys, stop talking him up like that. Yeah, don't 9-0. You got to have over 10 fights, 10 undefeated fights to be considered an undefeated fighter. A lot of people in boxing have this tendency of saying, "Oh, I beat an undefeated fighter." Well, what was his record? 3-0. Like what? Oh, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. Undefeated 7-0. You beat that guy. All right. Do you really consider now when you have over 10 fights and you're 10-0, and then you go into your next fight 11? Now it's like, okay, he's an undefeated fighter. It's when you can start taking the guy's record serious. Because shit, you could dress up any cab driver or tomato can and get almost any fighter to get I can get you a 10-0 record. I'll get some guys from the YMCA to fight you. Beat them up. 10 first victories, 10-0. Like it really, and not until you start to get to the upper echelon of like unbeaten, like 21-0, 22-0, shit like that. Now you're like considered a good fighter and you're undefeated. 9-0, no, you're still a prospect. He has a lot to work on, a lot to learn from this fight right here. And as he goes out through his career, he gets better. But like a lot of fighters experience coming into boxing with today's era of social media, like the Keyshawn Davises, the Tank Davis, the Carmel Motens of the world. they're only like and Andy Cruz. These are all fighters with like 4 or 5 fights, and they're already talking these guys up with some real world champions. And that's how fast fans can move sometimes. But you got to slow down. That kid scored this knockout, but it was exactly the way I was describing it. You know, um, what happens when the guy that comes in to fight him is also there ready to fight? How is he going to fare with that? So, and pressure. There are a lot of questions, still uncertainties before you start calling him a contender. There are real contenders that are out there in that weight division that'll take that kid, bro. They might hurt him. So, prospect, yes. Under 10 fights, yes, he is. Okay, he did his job. Awesome. You know what I mean? I want to see a little bit more from him. Let's see what his next fights are, but absolutely, he you know, he did what he had to do against that level of competition. That's what guns. Oh, she's just talking to him in the ring. What kind of belt is that? I gotta turn this up. I can't hear them. I'm curious what he's gonna say. Like I have this pause right here because I'm trying to listen to what he's saying. So he wants to be a world champion. So that's not a world champion belt. So the reason why I wanted to like touch on that too, because what do you see right now? What do your eyes see? Right? You see the kid talking, you see a belt on his shoulder, don't you? Right? And if you're sitting at home or you're sitting, in a barber shop or something, and there's no volume on the TV, you turn the volume off and you just watch him talk, you see that belt around his shoulder, you're gonna swear to God that he's a world champion. You know, these sanctioning bodies don't put no name sometimes on some of the belts. Sometimes you'll see like the WBO, they'll put like the youth champion, the youth. It'll say like fighters like I believe Camille Moulton got one. I think he did, right? Recently. Keyshawn Davis had one. Abdullah Mason had one. Fighters like that. They had the youth one, and then it's like it'll say the word youth, and it'll be in blue, and they'll put it like that. And then some of their belts, they have put like the WBC. They'll put silver, gold, diamond. They'll put but sometimes on their interim, they don't put nothing. They don't even put the word interim on the belt or secondary or regular. These are all words, but they all mean the same thing. That's not a belt. Unless it's the super, and they're starting to do away with that too, and it's getting a little confusing with that too, right? With like the super and shit, right? Because now it's getting real stupid. because uh what was it? Hold on. That's when Sebastian Savandora hit him with the elbow right there. Ah, man, that was a lot of blood. Ah, man, look at that cut, bro. You could put two fingers in that cut, man. They didn't have nothing to seal that cut. Just Vaseline and prayer, man. Oh man, that was a lot of blood. I remember. Look at look at his belt. See, like nice. There goes Tszyu right there. Tszyu's a modest man, not a man of a lot of words, but he definitely backs it up in the ring. Unfortunately, he took that loss versus Sebastian Fundora, due to the cut. He's a class act, Tim Tszyu. Let me tell you right now. He did never ever have I heard him complain or say something about the elbow, about foul play. He tipped his hat to Fundora. He said, "I'll be back. I'll see you again." Just a class act. When you see fighters like Lomachenko, on interviews, I feel I've never lost. I've never been beaten. You know what I mean? Tio, no, I didn't lose to George Camboza. I still haven't lost to him. For as many, and when an undefeated fighter finally loses, they got all these kind of excuses. And Tim Tszyu, man, you know, when I saw his interviews, multiple interviews, I was just like, yo, man, you know what I mean? In boxing, you have to have a short memory, and Tim Tszyu just real, class act, man. What more can I say, man? Hats off to you, Tim, man. And as far as his boxing goes, with that Sebastian Fundora fight, right? I felt like, Tim Tszyu had a plan coming into that fight against Sebastian Fundora. As soon as he sustained the cut, he had to, you know, uh, uh, change his fight plan, right? I can imagine that the thought of the fight being stopped past the fourth round, them going to the judges' scorecard because of the cut, he had a sense of urgency. And Tim Tszyu started coming in, applying more pressure, taking more chances and more risk, basically blind, walking into some of Sebastian Fundora's shots, still managing to break his nose, right? And fighting in a fight that he basically didn't initially anticipate to be fighting this way. He was prepared to fight that way, though. He was definitely in shape. He was prepared to rock and roll. Say if Sebastian was bringing him the pressure, and he was going to go at it like that. So he had that in his back pocket he can go to. Tim Tszyu could have took it up a level. Thing is, I don't think that his sight was the best, to be honest. I remember rounds when he was coming out of the round. Yo, the blood was still just trickling, pouring. They didn't. He was still wiping it. Tim Tszyu was getting up, and just blood was just and the the ring. The referee still haven't said fight like that, right? And his face when the camera looked back to him, he was already a bloody mess. I was just like, no. Okay, perhaps his corner didn't think that Tim Tszyu was going to get a cut, right? Being, maybe that was a joke in the gym. Hey, I bet you there's not going to be a clash of heads in this fight. The height difference was so that you didn't think that no one was going to clash heads. Coming into that fight, preparing for a guy that's 6'6", right? You're pretty much saying, I don't think we're gonna bump heads. I don't think they were, but I don't think they anticipated a freak elbow. So I think when they went into that fight, I don't think they had a great cut man, and I don't think that they had solution to try to seal up that wound. And all they were doing was putting Vaseline in it in prayer. So much, in fact, they weren't, putting Vaseline on Tim Tszyu's face. I guess they were just using the blood as something slippery. They said, "Oh, you got enough blood on your face that'll make the punches slip." They put no Vaseline on his face. They kept trying to squeeze the cut. That was a cut up here on top of your forehead. You have like a big vein right here. There's a lot. And if when you get a cut typically on your forehead like that, the blood comes out purple, and it's gonna bleed a lot. And with the more it getting irritated all night from another guy punching you on the top of your forehead and ripping the cut even bigger as the rounds are going on too, right? Um, they just couldn't stop the bleeding. So um, that I think that that was a bad look for Tim Tszyu's corner, his uncle and his cut man and whoever he had. Unfortunately, their family too. You know, um, shit happens. Shit happens. On to the next one. Tim Tszyu definitely said on to the next one. And here we are right now. He's about to make his. I think they're in the ring right now. Let me see who's in the ring. The Soul Taker, Tim Tszyu. Fight fans, please give me a like. Don't forget to click that like button. Here we go. Here we go. Making his way to the ring is Tim Tszyu, son of Costa Tszyu. Famous for the fight versus in Thailand. They were training in Thailand. No, his father's there. 15 stitches. Damn. Vengeance and victory. V stands for victory and vengeance. Yo, Tim Tszyu's dad is at the fight. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Let's go, Tim Tszyu, baby. Oh, I always wanted to see him fight the Charlo twin. You know, I, you know, at the time, I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was high up on the Charlo twins, right? It's a different time in boxing. And Tim Tszyu was the guy that was coming out from across the pond, right? And I think I watched one or two of his fight at that time, and then I knew that the Charlo twin wanted to unify all the belts, and Tim Tszyu took step aside money, and I'm like, yo, Tim Tszyu, just step aside, Holmes. Let the man work, to Charlo, and then Charlo went and with Canelo, and we ain't seen him since, right? And we know the story right now, and hopefully he comes back. But I was really high on that fight. I wanted to see him, because as I started watching Tim Tszyu's career unfold, I started saying to myself, and then Charlo was taking like a lot of time off. He was like one fight a year. I remember thinking back, right? And I saw more of Tim Tszyu than I did of Charlo. Then when Tim Tszyu fought Tony, right? I said, I said to myself, now that's a good victory. I saw him with a more athletic fighter, American slick style. I wanted to see how Tim Tszyu fared up, with an opponent that also shared the ring with the Charlo twin, right? And Tony Harris, right? So I was like, the way Tim Tszyu took him apart, I was like, okay, right? That's what really made me a believer, like that Tim Tszyu was a better fighter than what most people thought. That's when I started like really sitting there and watching him fight, and I was like, nah, He's smart. He's smart. He's crafty, and he's deceptively fast. He doesn't look that fast, but in close, bro, does he let off those shots quick, bro? Like quick, you know. And this guy, the little bit that I've studied on him, the little bit that I've seen on Tim Tszyu's opponent, you know, power, power, power is all I'm really seeing. Not so much skill, but brute force and power. He can cover up. He does couple boxing things okay. I would say I'm not gonna give him like the sharpest. I'm gonna a B plus. I mean a C plus. C plus in between his technique, the in between shots when you know. But he scores a lot higher on his knockouts with his power. He's for me he's a dangerous puncher, right? What good is it to have all that punching power if you can't land your shot? That's what Tim Tszyu's job is tonight. That's what he's going to try to do. Everybody's. I hope you guys are putting in your predictions and not going by me, because Edwin, he'll have us all like in the first round asking for your name. Come on, who you got? Who you got? The Nostradamus title is on the line. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up. Bam. Bam. You should have been taking everybody's name down. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to call management. We're gonna have to pull Bam Bam's file here. Was he doing his job? We're gonna check the records. Okay. Bam got 10th round. Come on, front line. What you got? Okay. Tim Tszyu, what? The 5th round? Okay. Armando, what you got? What you got, Armando? yo, frontline, you always got jokes, huh? Huh? Yo, Angel, the Tapia fight was a majority draw. It was a majority draw. There was no winner. Nah, you ain't changing your pick, front line. All right, I got Tim Tszyu's gonna stop him in the 9th round. I got Tim Tszyu stopping him in the 9th round. That's mine. First defense of the IBF. Murtazaliev. Man, I can't say this man's name, bro. I just Barack Barack Barackham Barackham. I'm gonna call him Barack Bakharam 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 Bakharam. Man, tough. 8th round, Tim Tszyu Armando coming in. 7th round, Glenn, Tim Tszyu, Glenn's in, man. Okay, that's it. Nice little jab. Tim Tszyu checked, hooked that ass. Brockham. He, he looks decent. Circling to his left. Nice, nice. Tim Tszyu's definitely being a little patient, little feline process round here. Both men in there, you know. Oh, 1-2. Sidestep. Tim Tszyu comes back forward. Good body shot. Good evading. Oh, he hit him in the head already. What? No way. He's cutting on the top of the head. Boom. Oh, good body shot. Murtazaliev just hit him with a short right hand. Murtazaliev over the top. Tim Tszyu coming straight down. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, they exchanging big in the middle of the ring early first round. Murtalia comes in with a 1-2. Tim Tszyu counter acts back. Tim Tszyu's the one that's pushing him back though. Murtalia is the one go back. He just hit Tim Tszyu with a nice shot. Tim Tszyu answered back with a nice shot over the top on right hand. Murtalia sits in, tries to step in with the 1-2. It's nothing. Tim Tszyu recenters in the ring. And both men exchange big. I think Tim Tszyu got the better of that exchange. Murtalia throws one down to the body. They tie up. Tim Tszyu hits one down to the body. Murtalia's tying up. The referee needs to break him up. You do your job, ref, right? Tim Tszyu slipped the punch, comes in with 1-2. Murtalia over the top, 1-2. Left check hook for Murtalia. Tim Tszyu blocks it. He's still the one being more aggressive. Murtalia just throw a 1-2. Tim Tszyu rolls with the punch. Tim Tszyu's the one that's applying the pressure. Murtalia is going backwards. It could be exhausting fighting backwards, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to be fighting backwards. Tim Tszyu, another block. Murtalia is just, now he's checking out Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu's not giving him a break. There are no lunch breaks here in a fight because we are in a fight. Tim Tszyu right now is pushing him up against the rope. Murtalia's going backwards. He's on his bike. Tim Tszyu got him going backwards. A lot of pressure. Murtalia's throwing out punches, but I think there are a lot of nervous punches because Tim Tszyu is pressure. He is relentless. How bad is this cut on his forehead, and are we prepared for this cut? Not this all over again. Yo, I hope it, for as weird as this is going to sound, I hope it's in a different place. Like, what do I want? More cuts all over his head? But I don't want it to be the same one because if that one opens up, that one I think will be easier to just tear right into its pattern. I don't think it'll take much. Boom, nice. Clash of heads right there. Oh, it's an abrasion. It's not open. Tim Tszyu was he was checking it. Yeah, Armando. Armando, the name is just I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, slip. Oh, both men are exchanging here. Oh, nice. Good body work. Tim Tszyu is really throwing heavy. Oh, nice shot. Nice right. Oh, no, both men. Oh, they're exchanging right now. Oh, he not. Tim Tszyu. I saw it. I saw it coming. Oh, no, he dropped Tim Tszyu. I saw. Oh, man. I was just going to say it. Tim Tszyu, don't step in. Boom. Tim Tszyu is down, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Tszyu is down. Let's see how he responds. Oh, shit. He's on shaky, wobbly legs. He's really hurt. This was no flash knockdown. Tim Tszyu's like, oh, come on, Tim Tszyu. Hold him, grab him. Sorry, just grab him, Tim Tszyu. Step away. Keep your guards up. Keep your guard up. Good, good, good. He's recovering. He's recovering. Nice. Tim Tszyu's still in there exchanging, bro. Man, the balls on this dude, bro. Yeah, come on, my man. Oh no! He just dropped Tim Tszyu. Oh shit! Oh shit! How much time is on the clock? A minute. No, Tim Tszyu. Back up a little bit. Tim Tszyu, don't fight him, baby. Oh, they're exchanging inside of the ring. Tim Tszyu is standing his ground trying to fight. His legs are not underneath him. He's clearly hurt. He hit Mara, his name, with a good shot, but he doesn't seem phased by it. He's not really hurt by Tim Tszyu's punches. Tim Tszyu just got to back up 17 seconds. No, how much? 33 seconds. Shit, that's small. Oh, Tim just caught him with a nice one, but with a good uppercut. With a good uppercut, too. Oh, Tim Tszyu just caught him with it. Oh, he caught Tim Tszyu again. He caught Tim Tszyu again. He's trying to hold on. Tim Tszyu, hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Run, Tim Tszyu. Run. Run, Tim Tszyu. Run. You better throw ice and water on that man. You better throw ice and Tim Tszyu. Shocking. Can you see shock? Bam Bam said shocking. Yo. Before he hit him with that left check hook and Tim Tszyu went like that, I swear to God, I swear on everything I love. I saw the punch hit him before it hit him. I was like, no, Tim. Boom. He ducked right into the shot. He ducked right. He went like this, and the dude went boop. Boom. He went like that. Tim Tszyu went like this to throw his punch. He leaned like that. Then that straight one down the pike sat him down. I know Tim Tszyu's feeling a little embarrassed, a little, but he has to get it together. Look at the referees coming in to check him out. Buy him some more time. I'm buying you time right now. Put that $10,000 check in my thing. Yup. Follow my finger. Yup. I'm going to buy you 20 seconds, Tim Tszyu. 10,000 to buy you 20 seconds. Look at this right here. Okay. I'm just going to play around with this flashlight. Yeah. Look at me. We've never done this in a boxing match. This ain't football. Step over here. Go this way. Okay. You're good. By the time the referee plays it off and puts you in another quarter, they have legitimately gave him 30 seconds. Oh, this guy is pressuring Tim Tszyu. He's got to get his wits about him, but he can't fight. He's got to move his head off the center line. Tim Tszyu, he does fight a little straight. His head was going to be there for the punch, and the guy knew that. He doesn't have a lot of head-to-head, side-to-side movement. And the guy's throwing his punches down from an angle. He's a lot taller than Tim Tszyu. He just caught Tim Tszyu with a massive overhand right. Took it well, but I think he's more hurt than the guy actually thinks because he has a good poker face. You can't tell when Tim Tszyu's hurt. He got like a stone face. But he was just hurt with that right. He's still hurt. Murtazaliev is hitting him with some big shots over the top. In the same spot, he's hitting him right here. He's knocking off his equilibrium. And Tim Tszyu's legs are looking not too bad, but and then Murtazaliev hits him with a shot like that. Jesus Christ! Sat him. It's over. This fight is over with. Throw in the towel. Save your son. Towel goes in. Throw in the towel, dog. He's just going to get knocked out. I know they try to give him as much time as possible. He got caught with a big shot early. He never really recovered from that shot. Not the kind of performance you want to have in front of your father, but it is what it is. Yeah. Wow. Wow. He just took Tim Tszyu's status and solidified himself as a world champion for the IBF organization at 154 pounds. And now, I like his height. If he was to come up against a fighter such as Sebastian Fondora, and that whole debacle, I don't even know what's real anymore with all of that. You know, my man's like, yo, you good? Yeah, I bought you 20 seconds. Good, 10 grand. Yo, Tim Tszyu just didn't know how to clinch. He didn't know how to buy himself time. He was hurt and he engaged in a gunfight. He didn't want to take a step backwards. His pride, the way he fights, just him as a boxer and a fighter. Tim Tszyu wasn't, you could see he's never been in that situation before like that. He's never been that hurt like that. And he wanted to exchange with this dude, man. And this guy really, with that last knockdown right there, he was just timing it and waiting. He saw that Tim Tszyu's boxing ability wasn't all there. He was fighting him and trying to box him, but he was a little off still because of the knockdowns. And he just was sitting up on the ropes. Tim Tszyu made a mistake, and he timed the shot, hit him with a mean, clean left check hook that would knock out any human on the planet. And he sat Tim Tszyu down, man. Unfortunately, that was shocking to see. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. Clearly, there is no Notre Dame champion, but the guy from Round One Sports Talk, Edwin, didn't he? Didn't that guy say it was like Tim Tszyu was gonna? Yo, don't let him lie to you. No, unfortunately, we have no winner, but we're all winners because we got to see an amazing fight here tonight. We was all together watching this fight, and we can look back and say, where were you when Tim Tszyu got obliterated? Yo, I gotta admit, man, that was yeah, that was surprising. It was amazing to watch. We got those kind of moments that I live for, those oh shit, oh wow moments, that bring you out of your feet and got you jumping around in your living room or wherever you are watching the fight or listening to the fight. It was definitely exciting. And yeah, I like the fight. Um, I'm not saying I think this is a clear victor. He moves on from here. Where Tim Tszyu goes from here, time will tell. I still would like to see Tim Tszyu maybe fight Errol Spence Jr. Now that Tim Tszyu got this loss, it is what it is. Errol Spence Jr. is coming off his last loss off Terrence Crawford, which was his only loss. But wow, this makes two losses back to back for Tim Tszyu, right? Right? He was scheduled to fight, but he never fought. So this was his comeback fight, right? That was shocking. Wow. Wow. Right here in round two, Tim goes to sides. He had a bad habit of slipping like this. Tim Tszyu didn't know what hit him. He didn't see the punch. He didn't know what hit him. And then that one, he was just he. Jesus Christ! Good thing there was no three knockdown rule in effect. That left hook check hook right there was a monster. And Tim Tszyu could he was just on wobbly legs. There was just no more. he couldn't stand. He was just gonna take another big shot. It would have really hurt him. It would have put um Buckingham in a situation where he would have had to do his job to remain world champion. And you keep that guy in front of him, and the ref's not doing his job, and you're his corner. You're just sitting there watching the fight. Well, then I'm gonna have to do my job. And I'm gonna have to put Tim Tszyu down. I think it could have been stopped a little sooner. I think that a lot of people might have been shocked at what they were seeing, and they wanted to see if Tim Tszyu would sneak in a punch and rattle him or hurt him because they know that Tim can crack. And I think all parties wanted to see if Tim could, try to slowly turn it around, but he kept getting hit with big shot after big shot. He was basically a sitting duck. He wasn't tying up. He wasn't clinching. He was exchanging while hurt. He got dropped 3 times in one of the rounds. So I think in the second round. So he got caught early. He got caught real early. He never really got a chance to warm up. He got caught cold. Um, it was shocking, yeah, to say the least. When I saw the clash of heads in the first round, I thought to myself, I said, "Oh, I don't want to." And look at my man's wearing it too. So you see where they clash their heads right there. See, so I didn't want it to be a bizarre fight where that an injury or a cut sustained in the fight had to play in his next fight. I wanted it to be competitive fight, a little bit more competitive than what I just witnessed, but competitive nevertheless. Tim Tszyu brought his name, his status, his fans to this fight. He dared to be great. He took on the IBF champion at 154. He came up short. Unfortunately, this happens in boxing. What lies next for Tim Tszyu? See what happened. There's still a lot of big names at 154. That is a monster division that just recently this year caught fire. The Charlo twins and them leaving the division and a few other guys, the division started to look like a little down until the entry of many fighters, such as David the Monster Benavides, David Morales. Well, no, I'm sorry, not David the Monster Benavides. That's 168. I'm going too fast. I'm thinking about Saul Canelo Alvarez. I was going to say a point about him. But in the 154, where like when Terrence Crawford entered the 154, that's what I was thinking about for 154. And when you guys got big names like that, the status that Terrence Crawford brings to boxing with being the first man to unify all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions, that name alone, is going to generate a lot. So those are the kind of fights you want. I mean, Errol Spence Jr.'s name, I mean, his name in the division, I get. I get his name. The activity, what he's putting out as a fighter, that is a different story. But his name still carries weight. So if you're gonna like market his name with another fighter such as Tim Tszyu coming off 2 losses, I think that would be a better fight and you Sebastian Fedora wouldn't have to make so many decisions because it's obviously that well, who is it? The WBO as is showing no interest in the fight with Errol Spence Jr., where they're not going to get behind the fight. They're not going to sanction it because Errol Spence Jr. is not ranked at 154. You see, so like if he fights Errol Spence Jr., they're saying they're stripping him. But they also gave Sebastian Fedora another way out, right? They said you could fight someone in the top 15 and we'll play ball. We'll sanction the fight, and then the winner out of that fight obviously is going to have to fight Terrence Crawford because it looks like Terrence Crawford right now wants to unify in the division. He technically, for as much as they dressed it up, Terrence Crawford officially only has 1 belt. It's the one he fought off with Ismail Mazachek, right? And that was the WBA. They gave him the interim, the WBO. I know what you probably saw. You saw 2 belts on the shoulders of Terrence Crawford that night. I know what you saw, but Sebastian Fundora has the real WBO. And what happened there in boxing right there, the reason why the WBO interim was on the line, right, is to save ties with Terrence Crawford, right? Okay. If you're not familiar with what he used, how to get there, this is what happened. When Terrence Crawford won all the 4 belts at 154 pounds, there's only one organization that you can utilize this rule in. It's the WBO, where that you can challenge the existing champion on the above weight division. It's the only belt you can do that with. So the WBO champion happened to be Sebastian Fedora when he beat Tim Tszyu for the WBO World Championship at 154, right? Then they put it on that night, the vacant WBC. It was vacant. They put it in for that event to make the event bigger. They all thought Tim Tszyu was going to win. They were trying to dress him up. Unfortunately, Sebastian Fedora came in, played spoiler, and here we are. So when Tim Tszyu came, Terrence Crawford came over from 147, and he went into 154 to keep the, like the promise and the negotiation that he is going to fight for the WBO World Championship, because the WBO promised him to fight the guy that wins, man, immediately. But because of the injuries that Sebastian Fundora sustained in the fight by getting his nose broken, they suspended him out of boxing because of his injuries. And Terrence Crawford didn't want to stay sitting on the shelf. He wanted to be active. So he said, fuck it, let me fight the WBA world champion. And the WBO was like, we're going to show you that we're still honoring you as the next guy to fight for the WBO champion. Don't think we forgot about you. As a matter of fact, we're going to throw in the interim belt. We're going to throw in the interim belt with this fight. So Terrence Crawford, you know that our organization wants to do business with you, and we want you fighting for our belt. And it proves to Terrence Crawford that he's the next man in line for that WBO. This all started initially, really, because Tim Tszyu was putting in the mandatory and the pressure on the Charlo twin. The Charlo twin paid him step aside money. Then he lost against Costanza. Then after the Charlo twin, he didn't lose. It was a draw, right? And then what happened was they ran it back. So Tim Tszyu had to step aside again. So he ran it back. He won the belts. Guess what? The Charlo twin breaks his hand. So and then now the Tim Tszyu fight had to get postponed back like another 10 months, right? So meanwhile, Tim Tszyu's fighting, taking these fights on. Charlo twin breaks his hand, right? And the WBO says, all right, Charlo twin, we've had it up to here. It's been three fights, and you still ain't fought Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu's the mandatory. He's expressed he wants his shot. Ba ba ba. Then the Charlo twin takes off and fights Saul Canelo Alvarez. Then they strip him on that night. Then on the night he fought Saul Canelo Alvarez, they upgraded Tim Tszyu to the official WBO champion of the world on that night. And then that pressure fucking all landed on Tim Tszyu or whatever. And then he fought Sebastian Fundora, and all Tim Tszyu's obligation for him fighting the Terrence Crawford, Sebastian Fundora won the belt. All the problems landed on him. And that's how all that fucking shit kind of like correlates, and why these belts move the way they do. So, I know what you see, 2 belts on Terrence Crawford. He's not the WBO champion of the world. He is not. He just has 1 belt. And then, Sebastian Fedora has the other 2. And that gentleman right there has the IBF. So there's a lot of, wow, this shocked me. I gotta admit, I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that coming. I'm a little shocked. The way the outcome of the fight, um, And I was saying it right coming into that. I'm scared of this fight. This guy's got a big punch. I was saying it in my breakdown in the beginning of this thing. I was telling you guys, he might not be the most like fluent, but he can crack. And all I see, the dude poop poop. Is this a dangerous fight for Tim Tszyu? I was saying it. I was saying it. Did when you think about him getting stopped or something, you talk about it, and then when you see it are two different things. Reality's a motherfucker, ain't it? Yeah. And the way he got dropped multiple times, Tim Tszyu really showed his courage. He wore it on his sleeve tonight. He went out on his shield. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna beat me down, I'm gonna make you put me down. You know, it just, Tim Tszyu's a warrior and he's meant to box. He'll bounce back from this. He made some technical mistakes. He thought Tim Tszyu probably thought that this guy wasn't as sharp, meaning he might have got that he's not that good of a boxer with him being a sharp puncher. He might have got those two things confused in training camp. They might have not paid attention to his accuracy and his sharpness of punches rather than saying, Tim Tszyu, you're a better boxer than him. And Tim Tszyu probably felt like he can do certain boxing shit in there and get away with it. And that he wasn't going to respond to his subtle mistakes, like him just shifting like that with the punch leaning into him. And Tim Tszyu thought he had that body shot all day. And the dude he was tall. He had a better angle down to Tim Tszyu, and he just let that shit go. And that shit cracked his jaw like, yeah, man. He responded well. He pulled the trigger well in moments. He can identify openings, that guy. He wasn't like just because he didn't fight or box a certain way, they probably thought that his skill level matched what his boxing IQ was. His boxing IQ can recognize you made a mistake and react to it. You might not look like fucking, Floyd Mayweather or anything, Sugar Ray Leonard or anything, but he had enough boxing sense to know that you can't do that in front of me and get away with it, Tim Tszyu. And Tim Tszyu did some shit in front of him. That guy he made him pay. He made him pay. Tim Tszyu tried to come in and, like I said, do things he wasn't supposed to be doing. And he found out too late. And he like I said, he got hit big early, never recovered. Second round, he got dropped 3 times in that same round. He was hurt. He was hurt. But his warrior spirit didn't want him to check out. He kept trying to find himself, and it's difficult when you're fighting and your body's not responding to the way you typically fight. Like, up here he might have been okay, right? And down here his legs are just doing the salsa, and he really doesn't know why, right? And then he thinks he's thinking clear. The punch is coming, your hand is not registering it. It's not responding as fast. You don't got like those cat-like reflexes. You think you're okay, and that's tough. The only way you can learn that if you're put in situations, and I'm pretty sure that Tim Tszyu and his coach doesn't say in training, hey, I want you to punch Tim Tszyu in the face. Tim Tszyu, put down your guard. You're going to get knocked out now, son. When you get up, right? When you're wobbly legs, I want you to protect yourself and keep yourself disciplined, kid. That's not a drill you work on. You don't work on the get up, knock down drill and fucking training camp. Who does that? That's only something you can experience. And sometimes the time you experience is in a world title. It's not the best time to experience that and to make the right moves or the wrong moves. And looking back, I could have did this or I did this. And maybe the next time he's hurt, he clinches better. Maybe he buys himself more time. Maybe he doesn't start to exchange with the guy that just hurt him. and he has a better understanding of that, and that his body and his mind was lying to him. He's feeling a little embarrassed. His father's at his fight for the first time, like, and since ever. His father didn't go to the fights because he didn't want to see what his son getting knocked out. The fight that he chooses to go to, what's he see? His son getting knocked out. That might have been going through his mind. Who knows what was going through his mind? Here goes my moment. I'm gonna lose again. Let me hurry up and get something back. I want to get it back. Tszyu went in there trying to get it back and got caught again. Yeah, so I could see where, yeah, man, he wanted to fight, man. But let me see what you guys are saying, man. What you guys got to say about this fight? Bam, bro. It was crazy, huh? It was stopped a little late. Puerto Rican rum. It was stopped a little late, but they did stop a lot of the fight too early these days. Yeah. When do you say it's too late, or you know what I'm saying? The referee always gets shit, right? The referee lets them get up and get punished. And then the guys are like, referee, why weren't you doing your job? Why'd you let him get punched in the face like that? You could have let him get killed. You're the referee in there. Do your job, right? Then the referee's like, all right, the guy gets wobbled, pop, pop. Oh, stop the fight. No, what are you doing? Why are you stopping this fight, referee? You're being paid, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, didn't they just criticize me last week for not stopping the fight in time? This week I stopped the fight. I feel like the guy got hurt. I want to stop it to protect the guy. Now they're yelling at me because I shouldn't have stopped the fight. So the referee, he has a tough job. He has a tough job. But guess what? That's his problems. You know what I mean? They're not mine. So, fight fans, man, look, what you guys think about this fight? You know, uh, what round did it in? What round was it? The third round, guys? Fourth round? What was it? He got dropped 3 times in the second round. Was the third round, right? He put him out in the next round. Tszyu, he didn't survive much longer than that. Yo, oh man, that's terrible. Man, I tell you what, bro. Oh shit, Tim Zoo looked like how his dad did Zab Judah. Yo, remember how his dad did Zab? And then that comedian, I forget who it was, he said he did a joke on him one time. He said he hit Zab Judah so hard. Zab Judah tried to get up. He said, I don't know what he said to the ref, but it looked like he said, don't play with matches. And then he was like staggering. Yo, that shit was crazy. Zab Judah twisted his ankle. Like, he called Zab leaning back, you know. It was a good read. It was a good read. It was, Zab did that same shit where that Zab used his waist and upper body to evade rather than his feet. He evaded with his waist first rather than his feet first. He had to bring his feet with him first. When Tim Tszyu's dad saw that, right? Um, he did it in the same round. He did it like twice, 2, 3 times. That same evading shit like that, Zab. Then he would evade, then pick up his feet, and then go back. But for that brief moment, you're trapped. Soon as if you're standing like this and you evade on your feet, what's keeping you up? Just your 2 feet underneath you. You can't shift your feet under from because you're like this. And he was trapped. All Tim Tszyu's dad had to do was time it right and lunge forward hard and hit him hard. He was going to be there to be hit. And boy, did he catch him. Yeah. When you evade like that, you got to take your feet first with you. You you shift back, then evade, shoot like that. So when the guy tries to throw the jab, that fake jab, because the jab is never the punch that the fighter's looking for. The jab is the one that he throws to get you to set your feet. And then you start your evading process. You start to evade the first punch. That's what sets it up. When you throw your jab, he's looking to evade you. You seeing the way, the tactic that he's using to evade your first shot, which was that phony jab that he threw. Zab started to evade it. He looked, his feet were locked. There it is. Boom, home run. And he caught him. Armando, come on, cut it out, bro. I wouldn't go that far. You know what I'm saying? He might be him on crack. Yo, there's Arthur on crack. yo, yo, he's still fighting good, bro. I just seen Arthur Benavidez move down a weight division and knock this guy out the other night. I swear to God, it was Arthur Benavidez. He must have did a run just before. Yo, man, he's a little too thin. He's a little too thin. He kind of favors him, yeah, but you know, yeah, that's Arthur when he goes on a run. Yo, if you know, you know. Yo, fight fans. So listen, fight fans, man, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to smash that like button. If you have any comments, nobody at 154 wants to see what. Yo, bam, stop it. Stop it. Because I actually think that he's tall enough, rangy enough to make that fight against Sebastian Fundora an interesting fight where it's not always like a height difference so much, you know. He's not a short, small guy, as you can see, you know. So I like that fight even better. I like that fight way better. I think he's strong for Sebastian Fundora. I mean, Sebastian looks so skinny and frail, man. I don't think he could take a punch. When he got dropped like a tree, but that was a perfect punch, I got to admit. The way he caught him over the top like that, Martinez, when he caught him like that, man, that was that was like that was a fucking home run. That was like when you hit the ball, you know it's a home run. When he cracked him and he before his body even started to go back, Martinez knew he hit him good. He knew he hit him good. That's one of them shots where you hit the dude and your fist and everything just cuff around his chin, right? And it just fits like a glove, right? And it's just like you knew it. It's like a walk off. Like if I hit a dude and I knew I just walk because I know he's going down. I know I caught him, right? So I gotta admit that was a good, solid punch, you know. And Sebastian always, for me, looks frail, right? But for Sebastian to take Tim Tszyu's punches too, Tim Tszyu, this guy took Tim Tszyu's punches pretty well. He didn't get started. He really didn't get, you know, but they exchanged pretty big in the first round. I remember calling and getting hyped in the first round and shit. And Tim Tszyu and them were exchanging good. Tim Tszyu hit him with some good shots. He did. He hit this guy. This guy felt Tim Tszyu's power, but he was just more durable and he was more patient. He waited for his opportunities. Tim Tszyu was real aggressive coming in at the closing of the first round. He saw that Tim Tszyu's aggression was, and he used it against him. He used Tim Tszyu's forward aggression against him, and he walked him into big shots. He definitely walked him into big shots. What's up? What's up, King D? How you doing? I'm not too sure about that. Young Zender Zion, right now against him. I like, I'm not as scared as I was for young Xander Zion that I was last year at the closing of this year and the performance I saw him come in, right? His last performance, right? I'm not as scared as I once was for him. I thought that, you know, yeah, he was gonna need a lot more experience, to fight. But I think the kid got good. He got better. He got a lot better from his last fight. Now, what scares me is the exact same punch, that overhand right like that Muratazia Muratai. Sorry if I'm messing up his name. The right hand that he caught Tim Tszyu with the second time he knocked him out, that's the punch I'm worried about. When if he was to fight Xander Zion, that's the punch I would be mostly concerned. Xander Zion has been susceptible to get hit with that shot in numerous fights by different fighters. That same shot, and you know, but like I said, I'm not that scared this now, like I used to be, like a year ago. A year ago, you asked me that question, I'd be like, nah, Xander Zion's not ready for him. Right now, he's in that situation in his career where I want to prove to you I'm not bullshitting. You ever hear the guy say, you haven't fought no one? I'm trying to fight you. You understand? I think this is where the kid can start to solidify and start his legacy. If he has any aspirations or dream of becoming a world champion, get to that belt before Terrence Crawford gets to it. You don't, Terrence Crawford doesn't have that many fights left. He's got 3 or 4 fights. That's it. At his age, he's 36, 37 now. He fights once a year. 3 fights is 3 years. Put 3 years on his age. You're knocking on 40. He's not going to be around much longer. Xander Zion has to beat him to that belt because he could tie up all 4 of those belts for some money grab fights and fighting no-name people with all 4 of the belts holding up the division. He's been known to do it. He did it at 140. He did it at 147. For the minute he won those belts against Errol Spence Jr., he didn't vacate the belt until he officially vacate the remaining of the belts till he entered the ring with Israel, Terrence Crawford. He held up that division, other men's dreams of becoming world champions, while the belt sat on the shelf collecting dust. So if he doesn't get to that belt before Terrence Crawford, young Xander Zion could be held up in his career from achieving his dream of becoming a world champion. This is a cat race right now to those belts. You know how these guys get at the end of their career. They hold on to the belt and get grab money fights. If you got all 4 belts, no one else has an opportunity to be champion. And the years are going to go by. He's not going to fight young Xander Zion, Terrence Crawford. At that point, he doesn't have to fight any of the top guys he's going to feel. Because he's going to feel like when he was younger, he did all that. That's what he's going to say to you. He's going to ask you to support him on these money grab fights. We see it all the time. Young Xander Zion got to get to that belt one way or another. If you want to find out if he's ready for fights like this, you got to take off the training wheels. Sink or swim, son. Sink or swim. Sometimes it's like that in life. You're going to have to step up and fight these tough fights. I know I would always be nervous for the young kid, but I'm not scared for the young kid right now. No, I'm not. I believe there's more boxing, but that's experience. But the only way you're going to get that if you get into the ring. The kid gets in another fight in between him just coming off this victory, knocking off Tim Tszyu, one more fight, and then try to fight the IBF champion. I'd be cool with that. Take your shot. I wouldn't be scared. He's gonna have to get it before he gets it. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. You guys see how what I'm saying? You know, how many times have we seen that played out in boxing, guys? Let's be honest. You know, and it's gonna happen, bro. So, you know, and look at the situation that David the Monster Benavidez finds himself into now. He leaves one division because he sees no future because of Canelo Alvarez holding up the division at 168. He moves up to 175, and one guy gets all the belts. Yo, this man can't win. He can't win. He can't go up nowhere and get. Yo, he's gonna have to go up to cruiserweight to become world champion eventually. You know, and it's due in part to he has no one to blame but himself, David the Monster Benavidez. No one. You know, you could blame Saul all you want for ducking him, all that, but technically, technically, if you wasn't out doing cocaine, you would still have your belt. So I don't feel that bad for you. You know, David, you're a great fighter, man. And it is what it is. You know, Saul is ducking you, my man, and he's avoiding you. Yes, he is. But if you got anyone you want to be mad at, be mad at yourself. You were the official 168-pound champion of the world. You decided to go out and do recreational drugs, right? Not follow the mandate. You're not supposed to be doing that while you're a professional athlete in competition, right? They caught him, stripped him of the belt. Saul got it, and the rest is history. For 3 years, he has not got a shot back at what is his original belt. Technically, he never lost that belt in the ring. Saul Canelo Alvarez never beat the WBC champion at 168, the real 168-pound champion, which was David the Monster Benavidez. See? So he's technically been a paper champion like this entire time, but with each fight, now he comes back and says, no, I already fought this guy. This solidifies it for me. No, no, it doesn't. The only way that solidifies it, you fight him, David the Monster Benavidez, right? And he hasn't done it. But with enough time passes, boxing fans forget about that. And now they just see him as champion. They no longer acknowledge David Monster Benavidez was once upon a time the 168-pound champion of the world, legitimately. But he got stripped for that title for things that he was doing he was not supposed to be doing. So I am upset in the art of competition. What's right is right, yes. But David, you did this to yourself, my man. Then you move up to 175, and Arthur gets all four belts. Which, guys, I did have an interview with Arthur's trainer, one of Arthur's trainers, John Scully. He came on the show. What you guys think about that interview? Please go check out that interview. I also got an interview with Jermaine, the technician Ortiz, Supernova as well. That he's supposed to be fighting on Jermaine's card. I got a brief interview with those men. I was given a couple minutes. And so I had to make the interview a little short and sweet, but that was okay. I'll take what I can get, right? And I also got an interview there with Supriya Matias. So I've been knocking out a few interviews within a week span, which I think is pretty good. So please, if you haven't already, go check out those interviews. Tell me what you think. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Let me take a quick minute to address your comments. If you got anything to say, let me before I go. So yeah, definitely need to get the strap. Okay, blah blah blah. I read that one. 2007 and the fight of the year. What? Wow, that's a long time. I agree. They have. yo, yo, yo. Front line. That's my line. You can't be front line. Front line. You crossing a lot of lines, bro. You know what I'm saying? You using my tactics. You calling me out on my picks. You using my quotes. You know what I mean? Front line. You crossing the line. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yo, my man, front line. Yeah, he dropped the ball. King D, yeah, he dropped the ball, brother. Unfortunately, you're a professional athlete. I can't condone that. What kind of message would that be sending the young men and women that are coming up? Oh, you can use these drugs and you can wake up tomorrow the champion. There's no consequences to it. No, these are the consequences right here. Since that time, you have not been a world champion, and you've been boxing since then for over 3 years, and your career has not gone the way you thought it would be with the man that you are. The kind of champion he should be, David the Monster Benavidez. He's actually watching Saul Canelo Alvarez live his life, and he has to sit there every day. And his only escape option, hey, let's move up. Bing! yo, my man Blade. Thank you for the donation, my man. Super chat, sending out that super chat. Always showing the support. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi. Salute, my brother. Yeah, I think so. I think so. They need to take the training wheels off, and he needs just to, sink or swim, brother. Sink or swim. All right, fight fans, love you guys. I'm back at it. Another one on the next boxing card, and don't forget to click that bell notification icon. You get update when I go live or drop any videos. If you haven't already, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. We have an amazing time here at Round One Sports TV, and I'm always proud to be your host. And I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. I had to say it twice because frontline. You know what I'm saying?